Attention passionate Chicago, BARS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, BARS. Let's get to the news now, guys. You know, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, rumors, and big moves, and this year is no different. The Chicago Bears, a franchise that's been through a lot of ups and downs over the past few seasons, seems to be positioning itself once again as a team with serious ambitions. And one of the hottest topics right now, that has everyone talking, is the possibility of the Bears making a blockbuster move to acquire one of the most electrifying defenders in the league, Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, a player who's been making waves in Dallas, and who could potentially transform Chicago's defense into one of the league's fiercest. It's not just idle speculation either. The buzz has been growing, especially considering the recent public trade request Parsons made to Dallas, signaling that he might be ready for a change of scenery. So, why are the Bears so interested in Parsons? Well, for starters, Ryan Poles, the Bears' general manager, has shown a clear desire to build a team that can contend seriously in the NFC. Over the last couple of years, we've seen the Bears making moves, drafting young talent, building around their promising quarterback Caleb Williams, and trying to reshape their defensive core. But if they really want to take that leap into serious playoff contention and maybe even reach the Super Bowl, they need to add game-changing talent, and Parsons fits that mold perfectly. Now, let me give you a bit of context about Parsons himself. This guy isn't just a talented linebacker, he's a game wrecker. Last season, he played in 13 games for Dallas, and even with some injury setbacks, he managed to rack up 43 total tackles, including a jaw-dropping 12 sacks. That's elite production for a linebacker, especially considering he's just 26 years old. In 2023, he played in 17 games, accumulating 64 tackles, 14 sacks, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 2 passes defended. Those numbers tell you that Parsons isn't just a pass rusher, he's a versatile defender who can impact the game in many ways. His speed, agility, and instinct make him a nightmare for offensive lines. And that kind of player can elevate any defense to a whole new level. But the interesting part here is the potential trade scenario. According to reports and some expert analysis, like what Kevin Fishbain from The Athletic has suggested, the Bears could be in a position to make a bold move. Fishbain has proposed a trade package that, while hefty, might be worth it for what Parsons brings to the table. The suggested deal involves the Bears giving up a 2026 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2027 third-round pick, and a 2027 sixth-round pick. In return, Dallas would send Parsons, along with a 2027 fourth-round pick and a 2027 seventh-round pick. Now, that's a significant investment for Chicago, no doubt about it, but when you consider the impact Parsons could have, co-imagine a defense with him, Montez Sweat, and Grady Jarrett, it's a tantalizing prospect. Remember, the last time the Bears made a move like this was back in 2018 when they traded for Khalil Mack. That move was pivotal, and it directly contributed to that division title in 2018, their only division crown since 2010. So, history shows us that the Bears aren't afraid to make bold trades when the timing is right. And considering their current roster, with a young quarterback in Caleb Williams, the team is still in a rebuild phase. They're investing heavily in the trenches with players like Montez Sweat, Dayo Odeyingbo, and Grady Jarrett, which means they're trying to build a dominant front seven. But adding Parsons could be the final piece, the kind of move that turns the defense into a nightmare for offenses in the NFC. Now, I know some of you might be asking, is this realistic? Well, there are a few factors to consider. First, Parsons has made it clear that he's seeking a new environment. His recent trade request to Dallas is a strong indicator that he's not planning to stay there long-term. Dallas might be interested in keeping him, but if Parsons is serious about leaving and the Bears are willing to pay the price, this could happen. The Cowboys, after all, have a lot of pieces to consider, and if the right offer comes along, they might decide to part ways with one of their biggest assets. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Bears are looking to make a serious statement in this upcoming season. They want to show that they're more than just a team in transition, they want to be contenders. A defense featuring Parsons, Sweat, Odeyingbo, and Jarrett would be formidable, especially with a young quarterback like Caleb Williams leading the offense. The NFC North is shaping up to be a competitive division again, with teams like the Vikings, Lions, and Packers all making moves. So, for Chicago, acquiring Parsons could be the difference maker, the move that pushes them over the edge. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and trades of this magnitude always come with risks. The Bears would be sacrificing valuable draft capital, and there's always the chance that Parsons might not fit perfectly into their scheme or locker room. But if the coaching staff, especially head coach Matt Eberflus and defensive coordinator Alan Williams, believe they can integrate him seamlessly, then it's a risk worth taking. The potential reward, adding a player of Parsons' caliber, could be the catalyst for a new era of Bears football. Now, let's talk a little about the other side of the coin, the Dallas Cowboys. They're in a tough spot, too. Parsons is a cornerstone of their defense, and losing him would be a big blow. But at the same time, if the offer is tempting enough, like multiple first-round picks and a young star in Parsons, they might decide it's a move worth considering, especially if they're in rebuilding mode or looking to reshape their roster in a different direction. It's a classic NFL chess match, folks. The key is timing, valuation, and the belief that the player can continue to grow and impact his new team. So, what does all this mean for the Chicago Bears heading into the 2024 season? Well, if they pull off this trade, it shifts the entire defensive dynamic and sends a message to the league that they're here to compete now. It shows they're willing to make bold moves and invest in their future. It also boosts the morale of the fan base, who have been patiently waiting for the team to take that next step. And let's be honest, watching Parsons terrorize offenses in Chicago would be a sight to see, especially with the potential to turn Soldier Field into a fortress of pass-rushing chaos. But beyond the trade talks, it's worth mentioning that the Bears are also developing their young core. Caleb Williams is expected to be the franchise quarterback, and the team is shaping up with a mix of young talent and veteran leadership. The addition of Parsons could accelerate their defensive growth, which has been a focus since Ryan Poles took over as GM. The team's draft strategy, free agency signings, and coaching staff are all aligned with a clear goal: to become serious playoff contenders, and who knows, maybe even lift the Lombardi Trophy again. And remember, this isn't just about one player or one trade. It's about the big picture, the vision the Bears have for themselves. They want to be a team that's aggressive, tough, and capable of competing with the best in the NFC. The possibility of adding Parsons is a reflection of that ambition. It's a bold statement, and for the fans, it's a sign that the team isn't settling for mediocrity anymore. They want to make a splash, and if that means swinging for the fences with a trade like this, then so be it. As we get closer to the NFL draft and the offseason phase, all eyes will be on Chicago and Dallas. Will Parsons be wearing a different jersey come September? Or will Dallas find a way to keep him and build around him? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the Bears are not backing down from the challenge. They're ready to make a statement, and if they pull this off, it could be a historic move for the franchise, and one that could reshape the NFC North for years to come. So, stay tuned, Bears fans, because this story is far from over. The offseason is just heating up, and with every rumor, every report, and every trade negotiation, we get closer to seeing what the future holds for our beloved team. Whether Parsons ends up in Chicago or stays in Dallas, one thing is clear: the NFL landscape is shifting, and the Bears are determined to be at the forefront of that change. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about the possibility of Parsons joining the Bears? Would you support such a bold move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinion really matters, and I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and everything else happening around the Chicago Bears and the NFL in general. Remember, folks, this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come.